can't see anything. I need to get out of here. I don't like this at all.
On June 17th, 2026, we had a 4 out of 5 moderate risk with a 15% tornado probability encompassed by a SIG-2 hatching from the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center. So we were expecting the potential for some strong tornadoes throughout the afternoon and evening, especially throughout Illinois and Indiana. Our plan for live coverage included having multiple storm chasers out there. We were doing that really for the first time. We'd never had storm chasers out there before, so it was really exciting to be able to show that on air. But of course, there is always that slight fear that comes with it, which is that these are people that you like and respect and love working with, and you obviously don't want them to get hurt. You don't want them to be too close to those storms and eventually have something bad happen to them. You know, that's the worst case scenario. So it was super exciting to have that and also to be able to do live hits with our storm chasers, but it was a little bit scary. We coordinated with all our storm chasers that day, and in the days leading up to the event, we knew where they were going to be setting up roughly and what their target areas were. We were working with Norman Smith for the first time, as well as Mark Sudduth and CJ Morgan with Hurricane Track and Florida Man Weather. So we were working with them, and we were also working with some of our newly signed storm chasers, which included the guys from Midwest Weather, which included Brandon Youngren, Mason Galliser, and Alan Geiger.
So my plans for this chase were very similar to other chases that I've been on. You know, get to the area of concern, watch for cells to develop. When they do develop, get to them, start making my reports, whether it be high winds, hail, observe tornadoes, things like that, anything severe, make reports on them, get my content, and try to keep myself a safe distance from them. My original target city for that day would have been around the Carthage or West Point, Illinois area, but as we all know, the thermal boundary for that storm was way south of that. My initial thought processes when I got to that cell is, well, it needs to mature a little bit, but it also matured very quickly. It was a very, very beautiful looking cell, but it was also very, very violent.
Oh my God, holy hell.
So my escape routes for that day really depended on storm motion. That your escape routes will depend on storm motion of any storm chase. These storms were going southeast, and for me, my escape route would have been a hard east and then a hard north, pretty much as fast as you can, because they were going anywhere upwards to 70 miles per hour. My escape route, unfortunately, didn't work out too well for me that day. When I had started getting into the surge of winds, my visibility was reduced to 0. At points, I even had to stick my head out the window where I'd get bonked on the head with a couple hailstones, but honestly, it worked. I could see a little bit better, as crazy as that sounds. It got really hairy really, really, really quickly, pretty much out of nowhere. I really didn't like where I was. The winds were being pulled straight back on my truck, and I had put the pedal to the ground a few good times, and I was having a lot of trouble accelerating. The winds were so violent, and there was moments where it would just absolutely crash down on the truck so much, and I'd be thrown to the left, and I'd be thrown to the right, and it was honestly terrifying. So the road that I was on was my easterly route, and I was going to look for a north option and shoot out of that as quick as I could. The road I was on dipped down to the south before it would go east again, and that's what got me. As soon as I started getting to the south and back to the east, that curve to the east is exactly when all of the rain, again, it went from 0 visibility to absolutely no rain on my windshield in a split second, and I was being spun out in that moment. And it clicked in my head seeing the rain curtains all around me in that clear zone, I guess you can call it, the vortex zone. I could see the rain curtains absolutely just spinning so rapidly, and it hit my head. It's like, oh, I'm in a tornado. This is crazy. This might be it. When I felt that blast of wind hit the truck, the only thing I could feel was fear.
Midwest Weather on the screen here as he might emerge from this precipitation, have a view on a possible tornado here.
My takeaways from this is a newfound respect for high wind shear profile days. I don't think I'll ever hook slice a high wind shear environment ever again in my entire life, to be honest with you. I'm okay with getting close. I'm okay with getting nice content. And of course, the first reason I'm ever even there is to report anything and everything severe. However, if the wind profiles for that day are anything like the signals I was going through on all of the future cast models, I don't think I'll ever get that close to it. If I have any message for the storm chasers, you got to respect these storms, guys. I know a lot of you have been getting some really good content this year. I follow a lot of you. You guys have been doing really well with keeping yourself safe, analyzing your current environment. I've been storm chasing for many years. For a lot of that, it was unprofessional storm chasing. But for the last 2 years, I've been professionally storm chasing. And the biggest piece of advice, especially for beginner storm chasers, you got to learn what you're getting yourself into. You have to learn exactly what you're looking at on radar, the physical structure of these storms. You have to know what's going on in order to keep yourself safe. Again, you've got to respect these storms. When it comes to giving any advice for the public, my advice for you guys is continue to watch us as storm chasers stream these things to you in live real time, because we're going to show you exactly what's happening on the ground. That day is a prime example of why we storm chase, but why us storm chasers need to take necessary steps to go home in one piece at the end of the day.